We went to the feast. It was very wonderful. We didn't find any Sichuan food here. Okay, that's the video. Bye bye. Very new thing, we do it in English today because our lovely guest from What Ian Eats.
Hi, I'm Ian from What Ian Eats, and I like to eat.
I like to eat. Yeah, you can find him in Instagram. He is professional in English.
Born and bred in England, and still improving my German.
Sometimes I feel so surprised how many you post in a very short time.
Yeah, it's not a food blog. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not writing reviews. I think
Yeah.
I think a lot of people put a lot of effort into their Instagrams, and they're doing all of these reviews and
You
videos and all
just
this.
throw it out
For
there.
me, it's just a food diary.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just recording what I'm eating.
You
I would eat these things anyway.
Yeah.
Whether there's photos or not.
Yeah.
Some people say when they hear music, or they smell a smell, or they're in a certain place, it reminds them of, it releases the memories.
Yeah.
And for me, it's food pictures. When I see a picture of a meal from like 5 years ago, then suddenly I remember who I was with, the conversations that we had. And so it's, yeah.
Did you participate also in the chili contest? No,
Not
never.
yet.
Not yet. No, you won't do that. It's better like that.
I will one year, I think. So this year I actually passed the challenge. I was able to eat the complete bowl. I think you had a lot of entrants this year.
Yeah.
And I think you needed to...
Oh, but the tryout will be in
tryout.
June.
Okay.
Yeah. You just maybe can eat 3 chili now. Or you ask Lynn.
I know I can do the tryout because I've done it once already.
Yeah. But you only come here for what?
Well, I come here for everything, really.
For everything.
Yeah.
So you take over the ordering today and I just will see what we get.
Okay.
Was macht ihr hier für eine
Schwierig einzuschätzen. Wir haben halt etwas aus der Sichuan-Küche, so teilweise, aber auch halt dieses typisch deutsch-chinesische, was wir halt, alle China-Restaurants sozusagen anbieten.
Ja.
Und wir haben auch einen Teil der Küche aus Wenzhou, aus unserer Region, aus der wir kommen.
Ja.
Das sind einfach Gerichte, die wie speziell halt bei uns anbieten.
Ja.
Und ja genau, aber insgesamt ist es so ein bisschen breit gefächert.
Wir waren in einem anderen Restaurant, da kommt der Besitzer, der kommt hier aus Qingtian. Und er meinte, dass das Essen aus seiner Region ist langweilig.
Ich kann das auch so ungefähr einordnen. Also ich finde, und bei uns ist das Essen halt auch nicht wirklich super würzig oder irgendeine Art von Geschmack halt super stark.
Aber hättest du eine Empfehlung, was so ein Gericht ist, was man unbedingt aus Qingtian probieren müsste?
Also auf jeden Fall, was ganz lecker ist eigentlich dieses Qingtian Dish. Das ist Pfannkuchen mit Schweinefleisch und Saugemüse, was typisch für unsere Region ist.
Ja.
Und was man halt noch bestellen kann, wäre halt entweder als Suppe oder in der gebratenen Form, genau, wie die als Suppe.
Okay.
Das ist halt dieses Schweinebauch, dieses Qingtian Bowenro.
You choose?
Okay.
And just give us one dish from Qingtian.
Okay, so I think we're going to go for the...
91.
Yep. And pancake. And also the scallops. Do you have scallops today?
Yeah, the scallops.
Do you think we need more?
I would also recommend you like a cold starter.
Okay.
Which is pretty good. Like it's only a few restaurants that makes that one
Yeah,
as well.
fine. Let's do it.
Okay.
Alright.
Just before Christmas, we were visiting my girlfriend's parents with our daughter in Freiburg.
Yeah.
And there's this chocolate shop and cafe that we always go to. And
So, but she's in German?
yes. Yes.
Ah, so that's how you learn a little bit German, probably.
I guess. We were there just before Christmas and we went with the parents and the daughter and we all went to the cafe. We ordered each a cake and some drinks. And I suddenly remembered, when I was looking, I thought, hang on a second, this looks really familiar. And I went back to the photo from a year before and we'd all ordered exactly the same cake and exactly the same drinks. It wasn't intentional, but it's just, I guess people are predictable sometimes.
You can make this a tradition. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And until you run in this problem what I have with our food, that if you eat it too often, it changes in the taste, and then it's a little bit challenging.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure,
because it's like you always have this memory of a dish, and how it tastes, and so tasty. You eat it again, and this taste never comes back. Sad story. Yo.
This smells
Hey.
delicious. I'm gonna grab a few photos if that's alright.
Yeah. Oh, you do your job.
Exactly.
No rush. What you ordered here?
Was this the one that he recommended as a starter?
Oh, the bamboo. You're good with chopsticks?
I'm okay.
Yeah, so it works. You actually been to China? I forgot.
Only Beijing and Hong Kong.
Did you ever see somebody eating steak with chopsticks?
I don't think I did. They use a knife and fork to cut
and
it
it's heavy.
first,
no,
right?
it just takes the whole steak.
The whole
and
steak?
Yeah. This is a Qingtian local dish. Hallo, Chef vom Sichuan-Restaurant Steglitz. Du kommst ja aus Qingtian. Ihr habt richtig geile Sachen hier. Warum hast du kein Qingtian-Restaurant aufgemacht? Mach das. Komm. Did you understand what I said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my understanding of German is quite a lot, but it's the speaking.
Oh, but it's for me the same with Chinese. I figure out the trick really. It's just, it doesn't matter what comes out of your mouth.
I know. As soon as I want to start a sentence, my first thing is "Daddy das," and then I sort of panic, and then immediately people have already switched to English by then.
And you need to be strong and ignore the faces and maybe your family laughing and stuff like that. Yeah, they're the hardest to overcome.
It's good. It's delicious.
Yeah.
Something new.
So it's basically pork and some pickled veg.
Yeah.
But can't taste so strong, the pickled.
We should eat these while they're hot. There's sauce underneath, so you need to watch out the sauce doesn't spill.
I live 3 years next to the ocean, and only there I eat seafood. I never eat I sometimes try. Like I think once or twice I tried in Berlin seafood. But I didn't eat before seafood, and then every time I tried, it's a little bit like, okay, it's so different. I want to keep this Shenzhen taste. In my memory, and don't want to exchange it with other experience, but here we are. You're like a pro. And you do this one regularly here.
This one I think is really good, yeah.
But you can't do it together, right?
How, like?
The noodles. Okay, so they have like a seafood taste, a noodle. So it's like, I think we had this also, yeah. So soft. But same time chewy.
Yep.
First time ever.
Really?
I think so.
What do you think?
Took a long time for me to come out of my eating shell. Yeah. When I met Lynn, then she was like, okay, try this, try that. That's when I start eating food.
I think I decided from quite a young age that I was just going to eat everything that tasted good.
Just eat everything.
I can't remember how old I was, maybe 6, 7, and my mum's from the Philippines, so she was cooking all sorts of Filipino food. And
So would you say like eating is life for you, or how you can
I mean, literally,
explain
sure.
it?
No, I guess I just grew up with lots of interesting food.
You know, there's so many Germans. The eating is more like okay, is a necessity to don't be dead in 30 days.
There was a lot of family gatherings, you know, with aunts and uncles, but yeah, there was this one meal where my mum was cooking, I think, pork belly, Schweinebauch, in a black pudding sauce. It's a Filipino dish. And I was eating it, and it was delicious. And my uncle at the time said, "You know what that is, right? You know what black pudding is." And my dad got really annoyed with him because he didn't want me to know. But my uncle told me. He said, "It's blood. It's made from blood."
Black pudding is blood.
And I think at that point, my life could have gone in 2 directions, but it went in the direction that said, "Well, it tastes good, so I'm going to eat it."
Oh, yeah. Your dad was afraid you then
would put me
feel
off.
this is weird, and then I don't do it.
Yeah, but no, I went in the other.
It's sometimes good to not to know what you actually put in there.
Perhaps, yeah.
Yeah, it's good, man. I get a full treatment here
I love the
today.
sauce. It's nice and garlicky.
Well, it is strong, yeah. Which is a bamboo pot. It's just
These, I presume.
Oh, they
Oh, yeah.
put it in water, so then it gets soft. It's a soft and salty, and a little bit sour.
A little bit of spice as well. A little bit of chili oil, but not very spicy.
I don't notice, really.
Tiny bit. Cool. I've never had this before.
This actually is a starter, right? Mm-hmm. In Sichuan, you find bamboo dishes quite often.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I've had your bamboo dish. It's quite different from this one.
Oh, it's a linz, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't remember how it tastes.
Much thicker pieces.
She only made it once, I feel.
Oh, yeah?
Sometimes, yeah, you have this juiciness, but it's also cold, and the sourness. But I feel it's nothing which would excite me in a way. Today I'm totally unprepared. No history lessons. Yeah, for like, oh, maybe we will eat this or this dish.
Right.
Yeah, because you choose. I'm totally clueless. Maybe we do it afterwards, like a little bit.
History lesson.
Yeah. When I give you some, I mix this.
Yeah.
So, very big beef pieces. Yeah, which team you are on from the meat? Team chicken, team pork, or team beef? Or is there another team?
Lamb?
Lamb? You team lamb?
Mostly because I don't have it so often here. So
Then-
whenever
then
I'm in the
you-
UK, and it's much more common
Then
there.
you need travel to the north in China. They team lamb too. With the rice?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I think it fits. But...
This one was 3 spicy, right?
Yes.
Doesn't look spicy. Have a try. Rindfleisch. Beef.
Oh my god. It's really juicy.
I know this taste.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I eat it in China so often. This one is hard to do.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Because the trick you need master is, can you get the spices which you can maybe feel some now? Do you feel some spices?
Oh yeah.
Yeah? What do you feel?
Bit of chili and I think a bit of Szechuan pepper too, right? There's a bit of a tingle.
Yeah, a little bit spiciness. But it's not 3.
No.
No. Was it spicier before?
I'm not sure. A while ago since I had this one.
I every time we come in, I forgot. I should always say, make it real Sichuan spicy and make it the most authentic way. Yeah,
Yeah, you do have to say that sometimes,
And-
don't you?
I think so. Somebody also told us directly when we asked, oh, why this is not spicy, but it's that many chilies on the menu. This was not spicy at all there. Yeah, because customers, they feel too spicy, and so, yeah, so need always ask. But how I know? Then somebody need write it. Yeah, the trick is basically to get the spices in the meat. Yeah, that it's not so separate. So it's basically you bite inside and there's a juiciness, and then also it gets so fragrant and the spices come out and you feel like you can't breathe because it's so hot and so numbing. They do it very on the soft side.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the meat is nice.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
really juicy. It's velveted, right?
It's really a combo with rice. You want it?
Yeah, let's grab a bit for the
yeah.
sauce.
If you eat more, it gets a little bit more
Yeah.
spicy. And I think from our chili levels, maybe a bit more than a 1.
But not a 2.
No, that's a spicy soup. Can drink this one? I cook. Here I found one. It's actually should be more spicy because this chili is usually more spicy.
Okay.
But maybe they don't put so many.
Maybe, yeah.
Pity.
We'll ask for more next time.
Yeah, if you want to ask in a Chinese restaurant for extra spicy, you just can say jia la. Jia means add and la is spicy.
Right.
And if you want it more numbing, you just say jia ma. So then you have the ma la. Easy. But you need to take care. If you, for example, you're in a northern place like the Dongbei kitchen and you say jama, you might get more sesame in whatever way. Maybe the paste or something like
Right.
that. And
Yeah, they also have the fish in oil, which this one definitely has a lot more chilies and Szechuan peppers. They're all floating in there.
oh, okay. Now you make me hot for that one.
I mean, we're going to finish this, so you know we could also order another one if you have more space.
I think you have always more space than me. I do the Qingtian pancakes with a little of spicy sauce.
Good combo.
More is not always better. Yeah, you add something like now the sauce, but on its own, it's really delicious. The sauce adds another taste, and basically, I would say it dilutes basically the taste. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
You know, I used to play in a band, and I was on tour once. And I can't remember where in the country. We used to tour around the UK a lot.
Yeah.
And I can't remember where in the country we were, but after the gig, we ended up at a pizza restaurant, and I mean, it was like a fast food takeaway
Wow.
pizza place, and they had like all of these toppings, like you know, lots of things, you know, the typical stuff, pepperoni, and
Yeah.
but they also had like prawns as well, and you know, some unusual things. But at the end, they also had an everything pizza where you could order all of the toppings on one pizza, and I thought, okay, I'll try that. That's got to be amazing.
You were drunk, right?
And well, sure.
Yeah.
And
It's the only explanation how you would order that.
when I ate the pizza, it was very disappointing. It was like the food equivalent of the color gray, because when you have all of
What?
these flavors,
Yeah.
which all taste great individually, but when you mix them all together, it's just gray. It's nothing. It's
You mean the taste is like gray?
yeah.
but
When you mix
the pizza was not gray.
When you have all of the colors red,
Yeah,
green,
yeah,
blue, and you
yeah.
mix them all together, it just turns into gray. And it was the flavor
wow.
equivalent of this.
Ah,
When you add everything, all the flavors, then nothing stands out.
yeah, yeah. Okay, if you bite on the chili, then it becomes
Then
a
you get
little
a bit
bit
of
more
heat.
spicy. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, this is always a challenge here. Chilies are just way more expensive when you import them than you can get it in China in the market. I think Turkey, right? They grow chilies. It's the next place from here. So how many is this? 2,500 kilometers? Okay.
Do you know where in Berlin serves a good Mapo Tofu? Because I'm always on the hunt for like a really good Mapo Tofu.
We didn't try here. Yeah, so hard to judge. How they make it here?
I'm no expert. It tastes good. I know that.
What's inside? Tofu.
Yes, and a little bit of meat as well, which I think
Yeah.
is common.
There are so many versions basically from the Mapo Tofu. It's a balance of all the ingredients that you feel this is like maybe the best Mapo Tofu. Yeah. And I was super surprised. We went in Chengdu to the place where it's originated. It was exactly this case. You feel every ingredient had a purpose.
Yeah.
We tried here in one place directly when I come back to compare it basically a little bit. And this one was okay. Yeah. Many places they only offer like a vegan version, so
Right.
a lot of people actually feel this is like a vegan dish, and for them it's a big surprise that it comes with meat at all. I think in House, yeah, really nice boss there, really
Yes.
funny guy.
It's just down the road from me. I've been there a couple of times, and
Yeah?
yes, the owners are lovely.
He is a unique, let's say.
Yep.
I wouldn't call him lovely. Sorry. Yeah, we might get in trouble one day because he actually asked us to not put him in the video. But
Okay.
I feel he was.
Cut this bit.
No problem. Yeah, he can come and then we will pixel him. No, but he is really so unique and so friendly and explaining a lot of things and stuff like that. So yeah, we just put him in. Yeah, otherwise, I feel part of their story is lost.
Absolutely.
Mapo Tofu there, and I told the whole Mapo Tofu story here at the top. And you can just, when you watch this video right now, you can just see the whole Mapo Tofu story. The original Mapo Tofu had almost no tofu inside. You know this?
No.
They were close to one market, and the people who always had to go there, they brought basically their own food, yeah, and then just the cook were cooking something. We had this also in Zhigung. We find one of this kind of cuisines. They almost don't exist now in China, but super cool. Yeah, so the people were always bringing their food, and tofu was for many anyway not on their menu. But the restaurant also, they have their own ingredients, so to add to it. And they were doing this like for, I think, almost 40 years or something like that. And the restaurant is then always given to the next female in line. For Chemapu, there were no girl in the next generation. So the boss knew one day she should give up and retire, but she won't keep it going. So she find a cook, and that one is basically who introduced then the Mapo Tofu dish and refined it from its very original version. It's a little bit actually, if you take out all the greens here,
Yep.
the sauce is a little bit similar. Like you thick it by just cooking it out and just keep all the other things inside, and you get a very thick soup. And then you have very big beef pieces. Yeah, so not small ones, no minced, very big beef pieces.
Okay.
This was the original version, and then very small tofu pieces. Yeah, and then the tofu is kind of grow. At one point, they switched to pork because there were problems with beef supply, and so the city made a ban on beef for like I think 3 or 4 years. Pork was basically introduced to this dish, and then they started in the 70s later make like with minced beef or pork. Also the sauce inside originally it was a little bit more darkish because they use like mainly doja for the taste. This is like a black bean you cook in a fermented sauce. Then later they changed to the doubanjiang. Yeah, I would love to try the older version because I feel the newer one, the Mapo Tofu, it basically it becomes so balanced. So it kind of in this sense it makes sense because you have spicy, you have a little bit of sweetness, you have a little the saltiness from the meat, and then you have the doubanjiang brings like actually the sourness. Before there were no sour taste inside. And yeah, I would be curious how this is. Basically, the doja has this kind of small bitterness to it. So this one get lost, and yeah, you have to try it. If you ever go Chengdu, go to the Chemapo. For my surprise, it was really not expensive. We eat like 3 dishes and we paid €8 with drinks and so on. I like this one most really. I'm a Qingtian fan now. Let's put this on the list. When we go to Zhejiang, Qingtian, we go to try this one and compare. Which one you like most?
Hard to choose because both of these was something new.
Yeah.
And that's always exciting to try
Yeah.
something new, and I enjoyed them both.
Yeah.
I do really like the scallops, the sauce that they put on the scallops.
Yeah.
There's lots of places that do these, but this place they get the sauce just right. I think the balance of the garlic and the oil but of course I also like my Szechuan flavors. Could be a bit more spicy, but the flavors are there. It's tasty. So yeah, I don't know. I can't really choose. How about you?
The scallops, yeah, for me a new experience. I like it with the noodles on the top, and you basically have later your own small noodle dish. It's a lot of fun. The seafood experience, thing I won't get used to, but it's not like I didn't like it. It's just it's new and it needs to sink down. The bamboo, I don't know. I'm not a super fan from cold dishes. I can do it like once a week, but you have so many sour dishes in Sichuan cuisine, so
I like the woody flavour of this though.
yeah, it's a little bit like eating a tree, no?
Tasty tree.
Bamboo is a juicy tree. Yeah, definitely this one. It has this very unique, distinct taste. There are things comparable in like Germany. From my time in China, this feels like okay. It's definitely local, homemade Chinese dish. Yeah. And yeah, for this one, I'm a little bit mixed actually. I like it too. Yeah, so it would be my number 2 probably. They didn't make it that you get the juice in the meat. Yeah. So here you can find the next playlist, and there you can find another cool video you will love. So choose wisely where you click.